We're Justin and Kim, and today we are talking via Zoom with Mike Donehey from 10th Avenue North, who is apparently putting away his groceries.
Real life.
How are you?
I am. I'm doing it all. I even cooked dinner last night, guys.
That's
wow.
awesome.
That's impressive.
You know what's not fair is if a woman cooks, traditionally people are like, oh, yeah, she's cooking.
Yeah.
But if a man cooks, they call him a chef.
Right.
I go, that's not fair.
Well, I was saying it was impressive because of what you've been through the past couple of weeks. You just said on Instagram that you have recovered from COVID-19. For those who haven't seen the video, you should go check it out on your Instagram page. But catch us up. What happened? Where do you think you got infected?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a shock for us. I had one friend we hung out with who is a counselor who was still practicing. And after we had hung out, and we were on the beach, we weren't even like super close, but he goes, hey, I need to let you know, this client of mine just told me they tested positive, and I actually don't feel very good. I'm going to get a test. And we're like, oh no. So we immediately quarantined, right? And we went and got tested. And then, the obnoxious thing about it is you got to wait so long for a test result in a lot of places. So we had to wait 4 days. And meanwhile, everyone's cool. Our kids all seem fine. We're like, we don't want to quarantine anymore, And then one of our daughters came back positive and the rest of us were negative.
Wow.
And so we're like, it's probably a false positive. So if I'm honest, I was like, we should let the kids play. It'll be fine. It's not real. And my wife goes, I don't know. It can incubate for a long time. We should probably wait. And I'm really glad we did wait because 4 days after that, even though I just had a negative result, I came down with all the things.
Wow. So what was your first symptom?
So, my first symptom was just a sore throat. And I was like, it's probably allergies because Nashville is just a bowl of awful allerginess. And Native Americans actually called Nashville the Valley of Sickness. So
really?
There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's true. So I'm like, it's just allergies. I'm fine. And then 2 days later, I woke up in the middle of the night with chills and a fever.
Oh.
And I went, this isn't good. And then 2 days after, and then I had like body aches for 6 days, chills and fever every night. And the worst part of this whole situation, and anyone that I've talked to that's had it, they agree. 2 days in, I lost my taste and my smell. Just
wow,
gone. Oh yeah, it's a thing. I didn't know this was part of it, and I didn't even start getting my taste back until 3 weeks later.
Oh my goodness! I remember my best friend when she had it saying, "I just want to taste this grilled cheese. Like I just want to taste it," and you just couldn't. Like it was gone.
I will say also the good news is that I've probably never eaten healthier in my life because ice cream or a salad, it's all the same.
It tastes the same. Yeah.
Give me the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you had pretty much every symptom that you could think of. Do you believe that?
The only ones I didn't have on the list was nausea, and I was only like a little bit congested.
Okay.
So here's the kicker. So I get it, and then they say 11 days after symptoms start, you're probably not contagious. Okay, so I get it. 3 weeks later, my wife comes down with symptoms.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
So it's like we mathematically made it as long as we even said we wish that our daughter who tested positive, we wished we had just had her breathe on everyone in the family the first day. I know that's not what you should do, but
then you don't have it.
Keep passing the baton. And so our quarantine keeps getting longer and longer and longer, I get it. Cause the thing is, it's right when you think, oh, sure, it's been 3 weeks. We're good. Mm-hmm. Everyone's had it. And right when we're about to like re-enter the world, my wife, she started by getting really congested, like really just all in her face. And she hasn't tested positive yet, but she lost her taste and smell. Her eyes ache. She's in bed. She's exhausted. We go, you probably got it. So, which leaves me to my Mr. Momming duties.
How's
My
that going?
duties. It's going great.
Yeah.
Pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Can't taste nothing anyway.
No, I made a lovely chicken and mushroom and wine sauce pasta dish last night.
Yeah, man.
That I'm only like 75% of my taste back. So I actually needed my girls to taste it to go, is this good? Did I put too much salt? Is that the right? And they're like, no, it's pretty good.
So in this whole process, is there anything that you would have maybe done differently, or is it just one of those things? It's just life.
Yeah, people go, if you knew, because we went down to Florida at the end of May because everything was opening up. Everyone's like, it's good. And we go, we're just going to go to the beach every day. We're going to be socially distanced. It's going to be great. And, I've had people go, well, shouldn't have gone to Florida. See, I bet you really regret going and doing that. And, I totally understand, like, if we had like a really bad health scare, like a lot of people have had, like my wife is already trending upward. She's like on day 6 or 7 and she's already feeling a lot better. I could totally see how I would say, I really regret doing that. But because we all got it and we're doing better, I mean, I wouldn't take back going to the beach. It was so glorious.
Especially after being trapped in your house for months.
Right.
That's the thing. We'd been quarantined very diligently for 3 months. Failing at trying to homeschool our daughters, which we'd never done. And we're like, yes, let's go to the beach. And so when we were coming home and my buddy goes, I have a client who tested positive. We're like, no!
The one time you go out.
And I think that's the hardest part. I definitely get it. The hardest part for people is when you're quarantining and you're not sure if you have it.
Right.
And it just feels so like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I get it, but I'm really glad we kept quarantining even when I didn't want to, because we would have given it to our kids, would have given it to all the neighbors' kids,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you and your wife are really healthy. You're a runner, I saw. Like, you do this frequently. So, I mean, to hear that for you, it was bad only for a few days, I guess, gives some people some hope.
Yeah. I mean, so I had about 3 days. I had body aches for 6 days. And then for 3 days after that, I had like tightness of chest where every time I took a big breath, I went, and then I would cough. I'd be like, I can't take a huge breath in. And for someone I've been a consistent runner my whole life. I could totally see how if you have some sort of lung condition, this could be really bad, really quick. So I don't want to make light of it. I want to say to all the people saying, I don't need a mask. I don't need this. Hey man, it's serious. Like, you don't want it. It's definitely worse than the normal flu. But to those doomsdayers who think, we're all going to die, I made it.
Yeah.
You can make it. It's good. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last question was, what would you say to those who are scared right now and just fearful of everything in our world? I think you're proof that you can get over it. Most people can't.
You know what I would say to them? Like, if you consider yourself a Christian, okay, there's this thing that the Apostle Paul says that I'd come back to time and time again. And he says, we don't grieve as those who have no hope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's like, yeah, we grieve. Yeah, we get nervous. Yeah, we get anxious. Yeah, we do this, but we don't do it like people who don't have any hope. Or I should say, we don't do it like people whose hope is in these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said to me the other day, said, what do you do when your hope crumbles? I said, I get curious as to what my hope was in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it crumbles, it's just showing me, hey, I put it in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, we wear masks, but we don't wear masks as those who have no hope.
Yeah.
Yes, we social distance, but we don't social distance as those who have no hope. It's like, yes, we even go out and buy groceries, but we don't go out as those who have no hope. Like, yes, we go about these things as best we can, but we have the gift of having an eternal hope that's kept in heaven for us, right? So.
Man, that's so good. Thank you.
Yeah, we're so glad you're doing better and that even your wife's doing better now. And thanks for your time and sharing your thoughts on something that a lot of us are fearful of and only a few of us had really, really dealt with.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll be your guinea pig,